are now in the Black Box with Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen. Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. Yeah. It's time for R&R.
Smack with that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Y'all already know we on them 7 C's. The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. Point and shoot. He is on 1090 Jake here because 1090 Jake, for some reason, bringing up some 50-year-old newspaper clippings, trying to smut Larry Hoover right after we just seen him go whitewashed and try to, like, say he was done with the paperwork. And you know, Point and Shoot always takes a very, very entertaining angle. So we going to check him out. I'm not going to say much because it's Point and Shoot. We're going to watch it together. I might say a few words, but with no further ado, let's see what Point and Shoot says 1090 Jake and Larry Hoover have been up to.
All right, so for this video, I want to talk to you guys about the most famous fake white Florida blood from Boston, 1090 Sticks, because he's back in the news. And this time he's facing backlash for trying to quote-unquote expose legendary Chicago gang leader Larry Hoover for being a rat. And this is really confusing because he just told creepy weirdo Vlad TV that he's not exposing snitches anymore and that he's done with that.
Snitched or how to work. That's why I don't even, the snitching videos is over with. Like I said, if
and
one
so that was
person...
obviously a lie, which is not surprising because Jake is a well-documented liar and storyteller and fraud. But I did want to talk about this new video that he made because it's so stupid. It's just a huge nothing burger. And it's obvious that he only put this video out because Larry Hoover has been in the news lately for getting pardoned by Donald J. Trump. And so this is a huge clout chase. And the documentation Jake uses is newspaper articles. It's not paperwork.
I never knew you could get paperwork that goes this far back, but this is a documented shooting that took place. And you know, I have the news clippings in this video. Y'all can see it. Y'all can look it up for yourselves. It ain't a secret. It's been out for fucking 57 years.
So this 57-year-old newspaper clipping is the basis for Jake's expose. What? This is just a newspaper article, and it's quoting...
He had some cold eyes as a young nigga on my mama. Gangster for real.
The police. It's not even, there's no narrative that's signed. It's not an affidavit. It's not a witness statement. This is a newspaper article. And the newspaper article basically says that Larry Hoover got shot by his rival gang members and he got hit in the legs and ended up telling on those people to the police from his hospital bed. Now, I do want everyone to understand.
That's crazy. The last reaction I did was talking about Alatola Lamar was speaking on Suge Knight and the incident that took place at Tams, and we talked about Bone and the statement he gave at the hospital under heavy drugs after being ran over by a 2-ton pickup. It's deep, and here it comes like the same element is finna come up.
That this is a newspaper article from the 1960s in Chicago, and it's the police that are being quoted. This is all just the police telling the newspaper what they say Larry Hoover said. There's no, it's just a bunch of nonsense. You know, the police in Chicago in the 60s was one of the biggest criminal organizations in America. What? You know, the corruption in the 60s with that department is insane. They're not credible at all, and I don't understand why we're even talking about this. And this shooting happened in the middle of the fucking day in the principal's office. What? There were witnesses everywhere. There were multiple bystanders that got hit. There were people telling people stuff all over the place. They picked the guys up minutes after they shot. These guys did not get arrested because of Larry Hoover. The cops are trying to put this on Larry Hoover to try to make him out as a snitch, I think. This is what happened because it just doesn't make sense that they've got these guys in custody minutes after, and then they go to the newspaper and try and attribute these arrests to like what Larry Hoover told them. Did Larry Hoover take the stand, by the way? Do we have anything that actually, I mean, is there any proof that Larry even said any of this, or are we just going off the cops' words? because I think it needs to go a little bit further than that if we're going to be labeling someone like Larry Hoover a snitch. Okay, that's crazy. So 1090 Jake puts this video out and people are not happy about it. He's all over the blogs. People are reminding him that he is one of the most famous snitches in the world. What? And it's just not really going very well for him. His video flopped. It only got 150,000 in the first day. So the video's
crazy that those are bad numbers. We would have to applaud those numbers on the black box. Facts.
not performing well. It's not lucrative at all. And it's just so funny because he's put himself in a lot of danger for a lot, you know, not a lot of money. And as we all know, Jake has publicly stated that he only does that. He only exposes snitches in the interest of gaining money so that he can support his new relationship. What? And that's true. And so I want to play you this clip of 1090 Jake explaining that he doesn't, I don't care about any of this shit. I only really expose snitches because I need money.
I think people get it confused and they think that I genuinely give a fuck. I don't care.
You're just
YouTube
making content.
pays me, bro.
Yeah, this is your gig.
If I wasn't making money off of this shit, I wouldn't give a fuck.
For sure.
So he does this all for money. It's only in the interest of money. And I want to play you some more of this. This is really interesting. This is where it gets really sort of weird. When Jake starts lying and then he starts contradicting himself mid-sentence almost. I mean, it's really bizarre. And I want to show you this. So this next clip is going to show Bootleg Kev sort of check 1090 Jake on the fact that he's like sort of destroying people's lives by labeling them a snitch. And he asks Jake how he feels about that. And Jake pretty much denies that these people's career.
1090 Jake built like he a push-up killer, like fuck push-ups. Oh, my mama, I never do one. Oreos only.
Are affected by his videos. He's like, nobody cares about when I do a video on somebody. Nobody gives a fuck about what I say. I'm just doing what I do so I can get some money.
Drop shit on people that have still maintained their career. Like
Boston Richie was one of your famous ones.
He got like absolutely no jawline. It's like his face just go from the cheek into the neck with no separation.
Right?
Yeah.
Affected his career negatively.
Like 6 days after that shit dropped, when I dropped that shit, he got signed for like $6 million.
True.
So who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, people are still gonna have their opinion on that. Like, oh, he gave fake names, whatever. And I can show you what name was real and what name, you know? But it's like, who gives a fuck?
So Jake says nobody gives a fuck. So that, okay, so what he's saying is that when he makes a video about someone labeling them a snitch and getting millions and millions of views and ruining their image, that no one cares about it and that it doesn't really affect the person's career. Now, I want you to pay attention to that. Jake says nobody cares. No one gives a fuck about this. So he's saying that when someone gets labeled a snitch, no one at the end of the day really cares, and that it's not, people are still going to listen to their music and everything else, right? Okay, so minutes later, Bootleg Kev asks Jacob if there was ever a time when he had paperwork on someone labeling them a snitch that he decided not to make a video about. And Jake says, yes, there is someone that I decided not to make a video about, even though they are a snitch. And listen to the reason why he didn't make the video.
Have you decided to not expose somebody for whatever reason, even though you have shit where you're like, maybe...
Yeah, I got a interrogation video on a big rapper.
Why haven't you dropped it?
Because I know what it's going to turn into. The thing is, I already know that who it is going to get a pass, so why do it?
Yeah, why stir up some shit?
Why stir up some shit that in a fucking, 2 weeks nobody's going to give a fuck about? And it's just going to cause me more of a pain in the ass than anything. So I don't need the money that bad.
What the fuck did I just... So he's having trouble keeping up with his lies, isn't he? He just said that he doesn't mind putting the snitch label on people because at the end of the day, no one's going to care about it.
Shit, he got signed for like $6 million.
True.
So who gives a fuck? No, but it's like, who gives a fuck?
But then he says that he didn't expose Big Sad for being a snitch because no one would care about it. And it wouldn't be worth it because no one will care about it.
I already know that who it is going to get a pass, so why do it? Why stir up some shit that in a fucking, 2 weeks nobody's going to give a fuck about?
Then why are you exposing anyone at all? Why are you exposing Larry Hoover if no one cares about it? It's so stupid. So what the fuck is going on? And Bootleg kept sitting here like, yeah. But what he's thinking is, man, this guy's stupid. And but he doesn't want to dig in. He's non-confrontational. This is probably why he has the #1 hip hop podcast on the West Coast, because he doesn't like dig into people and like really put people on the spot. But he knows that Jake sounds like a fucking idiot right here. So I just wanted to show you that. Now, I do want to move on to this next clip. This is going to be 1090 Jake for the first time letting the world know that he is no longer a blood and that he has dropped his flag and he is an official dropout. Okay, this is really interesting. Look at this.
Like you brought up, I'm a white blood. None of that shit's on my Instagram anymore. All the pictures are taken down, all the fucking... Like, I turned 30 and I was just like, this shit doesn't serve me, you know? It made sense in prison. Brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction. I'm broke, you're broke, we come together, we eat.
Wow, so he says it only made sense for him to be a blood in prison because, you know, whatever, I eat, you eat, we eat together.
He just made up an acronym for blood. Brotherly love overriding. Hold up, let's see what he said it was.
In prison, brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction. I'm
Brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction. Oh, man.
Oh my God, no way,
I done heard it all on my mama. If you don't get the fuck out of here with that bush.
broke, you're broke, we come together, we eat.
Wow, so he says it only made sense for him to be a blood in prison because, you know, whatever, I eat, you eat, we eat together. That's not what he's always he's always said that he was a blood long before he went to prison, but now he's like, it made sense in prison because I really had to show out. I had to show everybody that I was the biggest white boy in the, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, and being a white blood in prison actually puts you in a worse position. It doesn't make sense at all to do that. So he's saying it made sense in prison. No, it didn't. And so Jake's not intelligent enough to actually go on an interview podcast and conduct himself because he's a liar and he can't keep track of his lies.
It made sense in prison. Brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction. I'm broke, you're broke, we come together, we eat. They want to fuck us up. Well, we're going to fuck them up together, you know? Out here, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Why am I risking what I got going on to portray? I'm not out here sliding on shit, doing shit, you know? So it doesn't make sense. And then not only that, but...
So what people need to understand about 1090 Steak is that he's a goof. What? He's a fucking goof. And he went to prison for a very short amount of time. He was a short timer. He spent like a matter of months, 36 months tops. And it was less than that,
You spent about 36 months in prison altogether?
It was less than that.
It was like 2 years and he couldn't hang. He was telling people that he wanted to, you know, disalive himself so that he can get special treatment and get away from general population. This is something that he said.
So what I did is I took the razor and I cut myself with the razor. And I didn't like I didn't do nothing crazy. I'm literally nicking it, just, you know, forming a long line, just nicking and then pinching my skin so it bleeds a little bit. I took a piece of paper and I wrote, I'm going to kill myself. I wiped my blood all over it. I stuck it on the window. I laid down on my back and I'm just bicycle kicking the door down. No, I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself. They put me.
He had already decided that he wasn't a blood no more at this point. Because if not, why you giving up all the game? Oh, my mama, you might want to have to try this again.
Me in a psych cell, which is a pretty big size room. I got a side mat on the floor. This side mat, bro, is like the equivalent of a Tempur-Pedic. I don't know if you ever went psych, but this is the thickest, most comfortable mat. So I'm butt naked the whole 21 days in this. Like, I'm really trying to pull this whole psych thing. The whole state of Florida, the psych units were basically on lockdown because they were overpopulated. They couldn't accept any more people, so no one could go. So I wasted my time doing this whole thing. I never got sent anywhere.
Wow. So Jake went to great lengths and did everything he could think of to get himself separated away from all of his blood partners. What? He wanted to get shipped off to the puzzle factory to hang out with all the J-Cats and the weirdos. So I'm just wondering where it all made sense for him to, you know, get all these tattoos and all this shit. You know, he's not a blood. He's just a normal guy that moved from Malden, Massachusetts down to...
That's 1090 Jake? Hell no.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
There's no way that's 1090 Jake. Oh, mama.
Florida, where he burglarized his own family and got sent to youth prison for a very short amount of time. He was not institutionalized. He was not, it didn't change him in any way. He
Whack Ho No Honey got the same story. Basically, good kid, got caught up being mischievous, did a little time, and then over-exaggerates the effects that it had on them. Unless they really would, no, they misrepresent them because they not really over-exaggerating. They apparently was traumatized by that little bit of time. The twos of them.
Used this to tell stories and make money on YouTube. What? And he's losing interest in this persona because this new girlfriend that he has wants him to be a country boy. She wants him to, you know, wear jeans and shit kickers and wear a cowboy hat and comb his hair and everything. This is this new direction that Jake's going with his career. He's going to be a country boy.
I'm good. How you doing?
Yo, it's crazy like seeing you without a hat. Like the last few interviews I've seen, I'm like, yo, you like without the tattoos, like you know what I mean? Like you look like you could sell mortgages, bro.
Yeah, you think so? I had people saying that shit the other day. They were like, yeah, you really white boy in it right now. But
Super white boy. Yeah.
I mean,
so Jake is actually trying to go country now because of his girlfriend Haley, and it's really interesting to watch. It's extremely cringe. If you go to his Instagram, he's always posting stories of her and what they're doing, and he's always doing some pathetic ass shit. Please go follow 1090 Jake on Instagram. It's really interesting. And I've actually got a full episode. I think it's like a 2-hour fucking episode on Patreon about his relationship with his girlfriend. I encourage people to go check that out. And I'll actually play you a clip. Actually, I want to start here. No Jumper. So 1090 Jake went on No Jumper and was talking about how disgusting his toes are and how pussy and bloody they were in prison. And I was like, oh my God, he's got disgusting fucking toes.
My toenails were fucking infected from the last prison because of the small ass boots they gave me. So my shit bleeding, pussing, I can't walk. Medical basically told me to go fuck myself. They're not treating me until I get to the next spot. So I can't move, I can't run. I'm basically stationary. So when I get hit, I turn around. I'm like, all right, let's go blade for blade.
So I've always held on to this memory of hearing about Jake's disgusting toenails. And so the other day when I was watching his Instagram, he was posting a story about him and Haley, and they were going kayaking. And we actually got to take a look at these toes, and I want to show you this. Look at that. Look at that big toe. Look at the toenail. Look at the fungi. That's it. You know, him and I thought this was Jala. What? I thought this was Poetic Minyango Jala.
Frederick Jala is my real name.
But it's not. It's 1090 Steak. And ever since I heard that story he told about his toenails being all bloody and fungusy and squirting pus everywhere, I've been extremely interested. I've been watching him like a hawk, trying to find out if, you know, trying to find a photo or footage of these toes. Well, here it is. And he's done a great job of concealing them and hiding them. Look at this photo here. And his girlfriend, Haley, I believe, took this photo, and I think she said, babe, get your feet out of the shot. Get your feet out of the shot. So he's doing this insane spread, and that's a crazy spread. You know, when Jake was busting down, when Jake talks about busting down a spread, this is what he's talking about. What? He's talking about doing the fucking splits to get those toes out of that shot. It'd be too close to the camera. We'd be able to see all that fungi. And as you can see, the perfect shot where the handle of the oar and his hand are covering his nips. So you can't see those either. So this was an acceptable photo for them to post, even though it looks crazy. Now, I just wanted to point that out.
Man, you don't want no motherfucker like pointing shoe on your bumper.
Fully country. And I can guarantee you, I predicted this in the Patreon video. I knew that he was going to go full country, and it's going to be crazy in like a year from now. If they're still together, he's going to be literally like fully open about country. You know, he's going to be a shit kicker. And I cannot wait for the day when he's doing interviews talking about how he changed his life and now he loves country. He loves going on down them dirt roads with the cold beer and, you know, the country lifestyle. He wants to change his life. He doesn't want to be this white blood anymore, unfortunately.
I think he's going to go through some tattoo removal.
And it's all because of his girlfriend. And he's open about it. He's going to be saying stuff like, so my bitch really changed my mind about the whole gangbanging thing, whatever. And people don't realize this, but I'm really starting to change my life for the better with my new bitch. And I'm singing country music now. I'm doing country stuff. I'm singing the music. I'm loving the... You know, he's singing country music now to her. I guarantee you he's singing to her. I guarantee. He's like, I spent my whole life getting it all wrong, but I sure could use your help just from now on. I want to be a good man. I feel like I should, man. I want to be the kind of man that drops out of the bloods.
He's stupid. Ah, man. Hey, Blue Smurf new shit just dropped. 2 M's, music and money, everywhere. This the intro. Mafia music. Go run my shit up. Baymac ENT.
We still on them same blocks, niggas scared to pull up on. We still watching every car they drive by and look wrong. Gave need 30 rounds, took it off and put the stock on. He drove by twice and got knocked on, all bad. Fuck with us, it's all sad. You better off riding through enemy hood with no tents and run out of gas. You wanna pass, you better draw a couple names out. 9 times out of 10, them questions we ain't giving out, it's on sight. And we ain't shooting, it's a fist fight. Box a nigga head off like Iron Mike, boot bop. With BG and a Mustang, I let the top drop. 2 pipes out the ass, figure 8 and hit the gas. Same old gold rag from about a year ago. Spot that bitch tied around my neck, I'm blue Smurf low. And I only fuck with high heads and cutthroats. So leave something hot in your head and with a cutthroat. Who gon' smoke? I be doing the most. So niggas start moving when they see me reaching my coat. It don't matter what we post, me and mine's never nervous. But I asked about the last time them niggas try to serve us, ain't nobody gon' hurt us. No Steph Curry, everybody hold 30s. Telling you cuz it's murder where we come from. Chopper sounding like a bass drum. And I can tell that you ain't no gangster, you tryna be one. Tryna get in this lane but can't keep up. Rollers get behind the stash spot, put the heat up. Riders get cracking when we link up. And fuck all of that mumbling. Say it with your chest, nigga, speak up. We love confrontation, nigga, we with anything. And really on that peace shit, it's up there with any game. In my BG voice, no EA Sports, they know what that mean, nigga, we ain't playing no games. They know me by my face. Them niggas know you by your Facebook name. We are not the same. I really come from the game, nigga. You better check the stats. It seems everywhere, from the tat to the hats. Yeah, that.
Neighborhood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low.
Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Neighborhood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Neighborhood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, cred.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box with Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's